Right now, live at 5, new details regarding the shooting in Duluth Central Hillside neighborhood this week that sent one person to the hospital. Plus, a somber day for UMD as the NSIC announces all fall and winter sports have been canceled. We'll have a live report on what's next.
Red Cross is accepting blood donations and are keeping people safe.
And later, how Northwest Wisconsin families can capitalize on the federal COVID relief program.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from UMD, where we're learning more about the fate of the school's sports season. Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. It has been a somber day for all involved with UMD athletics.
The NSIC announced today that all fall and winter sports in that conference have been canceled through the end of this year. CBS 3's Ryan Campbell joins us live from UMD's campus. And Ryan, you spoke with the college's athletic director today. What did he have to say?
Kristen, Tony, good evening to you both. It means the football field behind me here at Molosky Stadium and many others across the Midwest will look or sound a lot quieter come this fall. In a statement, the conference says the health and safety concerns prevailed in the league's decisions, adding that current recommendations for testing, exposure, and quarantine would have made it very hard to have a successful season.
I think there was a sense that this was coming, but it certainly becomes much more real when you do get that news. And then the coaches did a great job of communicating that to their athletes. They've spent the day supporting the great young men and women we have, and I'm really proud of how they've handled it.
Men and women's basketball and indoor track and field. The NSIC announcement does not impact UMD men's and women's hockey, which play in the NCHC and WCHA respectively. Still no decision yet on if either will have a season. Now, the NSIC did say they are currently exploring if they can arrange fall sports to be played in the spring of 2021.
Definitely some disappointing news for athletes and fans alike today. Thanks, Ryan.
He's only been the presumptive Democratic vice presidential pick for 2 days, but Senator Kamala Harris is stepping back into the ring and readying for a fight. She's already taken on the president over the coronavirus pandemic and the economy, but President Trump is hitting back. Whitney Wild has the latest from the White House.
This is what happens when we elect a guy who just isn't up for the job. Our country ends up in tatters.
It was her first event as Joe Biden's running mate, and Senator Kamala Harris came out swinging at President Trump.
He inherited the longest economic expansion in history. And then, like everything else he inherited, he ran it straight into the ground.
Coming after him for the state of the economy and blasting him as the U.S. takes the lead in the number of coronavirus cases around the globe.
It's because of Trump's failure to take it seriously from the start.
But Trump isn't one to sit back and take hits.
Well, she's radical left. Now she tries to pretend she's not. She's done things that are terrible in terms of the police, in terms of the Second Amendment.
At times borrowing phrases he's used in the past to describe women he doesn't get along with.
She was very, very nasty.
The president also lashing out at Harris over her tough questioning of now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh during the confirmation process.
And now you have a sort of a mad woman, I call her, because she was so angry and such hatred with Justice Kavanaugh.
Meanwhile, President Trump is scheduled to hit the campaign trail next week, making stops in Minnesota and Wisconsin. According to the USA Today, Trump will be delivering speeches in Mankato, Minnesota and Oshkosh, Wisconsin on Monday. The president will then head to Arizona on Tuesday and Pennsylvania on Thursday. The stops coincide with the start of the DNC events in Milwaukee.
Police say yesterday's shooting in Duluth Central Hillside neighborhood was not a random incident, but they're still searching for a suspect. Police responded to the intersection of North 2nd Avenue West and West 3rd Street around noon. A victim who was shot in the abdomen suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still investigating.
Dozens have gathered near Willow River Prison railing to keep it open tonight. Earlier this month, the State Corrections Department announced it would be closing its prisons in Willow River and Togo to help make up for a multi-million-dollar budget deficit. CBS 3's Natalie Grant joins us live from the Riverside Arena near the Willow River Prison. Natalie, what are you hearing from the crowd there tonight?
Well, Tony, as you can see around me here, there are quite a lot of people that are joining in this rally to keep this prison open for their community. They're anticipating speakers here in just a few short minutes. Now, as you said, the Willow River Prison is the one that is going to be closing. It is home to the Challenge Incarceration Program, also known as CIP. Now, that is a 6-month structured and intensive program for inmates with the goal of rehabilitation and community justice. And in many cases, a shortened sentence and a potential early release. Now, the program is expected to move when the facility closes, and more than 50 people who work within the Willow River facility are going to be laid off in consequence. Now, we'll have much more on this rally tonight at 6 o'clock and also at 10 o'clock. So for now, I'm going to send it right back to you in the studio.
The story will certainly keep following. Natalie Grant live for us. Thanks, Natalie. All right, and Dave's here for our first look at the weather tonight. Dave, a lot of clouds, some sprinkles out there, but I think I just saw the sun out there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a break right now, but rounds 3 and 4 of this low pressure system are still slated to come later on tonight and through Friday night. We got round 1 last evening with that rain, you remember, Tony, and then this morning some towns pulled a half-inch worth of rain as another system, part of the system, went through the area. And this live look now shows that it's been sprinkling a little bit up towards the Effie area, and the clouds are on the thick side as our slow-moving low pressure system continues to plod through the region. It's still centered over towards North Dakota, and we're still seeing the warm front slowly snake its way through the area. That's been the trigger for rounds 1 and 2 and likely for number 3 later on tonight. Number 4 will come courtesy of that cold front tomorrow, and rounds 3 and 4 do pack the chance of having a bit of a punch. There could be some severe storms buried in both chances. So our day planner for Friday says after tonight's chance for severe storms, it should be gone by tomorrow morning. Then a few hours of partial sunshine could come to call, but then by lunchtime, 40% chance for round number 4 comes to call, and it becomes a 60% chance Friday night into Saturday morning. So tonight and Friday night, keep an eye to the sky. Could be some dangerous weather out there, especially in the form of high winds and some hail and lightning. Tornado risk is low, but I'll talk about when the risk goes away completely coming up in just a couple more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, families lined up by the thousands for food in Bayfield. That and more in City by City next.
Plus, tonight at 6, the first nature-based preschool in West Duluth is still set to open this fall despite COVID-19 concerns.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
For every $35 that you spend at the Essence of Health, you'll get a punch on our customer appreciation card. 10 punches will save you $10 off your next purchase.
I like a new Playtime Zerba.
Don't wait for the moment.
I like
You make the moment.
and bird on the grass.
Time to go to work!
They love seeing all your faces again.
Our future is now.
We're here to make it better. Frankly, we've never needed it more.
Look who just got here. Look who ruined my first take.
Good enough for me.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. But our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
that it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Bayfield, Wisconsin. We are now one day closer to the weekend. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast for the end of your work week in just a few minutes. But first, Kristen, what's going on around the region?
Massive amounts of food are being distributed in Wisconsin, plus a deputy and his canine partner receive a big honor in Carlton. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Rice Lake is looking to hire new volunteer firefighters and medical first responders, and they want you to apply. Every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., candidates can stop by and apply for their chance to join the Rice Lake Fire Department. The team is especially interested in candidates with a background in social work, military, medical, or electronics. Training is provided and no experience is required. Now to Bayfield, where families are taking full advantage of the federal government's COVID-19 relief program. Nearly 1,000 families were in line Wednesday to receive food being distributed by the Second Harvest Food Shelf. A representative said they distributed enough food to fill 3 semi-trailers in the span of just 3 hours. Now to Carlton County, where an officer and his canine are being honored for their efforts in apprehending a suspect in a triple homicide investigation last March. Deputy Tori Cockut and his canine partner Roman were awarded the Patrol Case of the Quarter Award after playing an important role in locating and arresting murder suspect Sheldon Thompson. The two are now eligible for the U.S. Police Canine Association's Patrol Case of the Year. Congratulations to them. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, how the Red Cross is offering new incentives to give blood.
Well, like much of the area, clouds are thick up above the woods near Ely. Did they get any rain yet? I'll show you some of the latest totals, and we'll take a shot at how much more could come coming up after our break.
Patio closeouts are at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get year-end savings on everything patio, now up to 50% off. Plus free sales tax, 0 down, no interest financing until 2022, and free no-contact shipping. Year-end patio closeouts now at Home Seasonal Concepts. New Bloomington showroom now open.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. There is no return to normal, but going forward, we will return to something more.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick. Parallel parking.
That hot yoga was so hot. Check this out. Cooling seats?
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that?
You can do that?
You can't do that.
Can with the Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most 2020 Buick SUV models. Use it to get over $7,000 total value on this Envision.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Wherever you start, wherever life takes you, home is always there. Strong, enduring, timeless. Stickley, made for life.
Enjoy 35% off Stickley at Home Furniture.
Get your new UTV from Duluth Lawn and Sports, the region's largest power sports dealer.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. And the stars love it too.
You're so good!
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy! At 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, our low-pressure system moving slowly towards our area has already brought 2 rounds of rain. One was last evening, another one was this morning, and for some towns it came up pretty well. Ely Airport, about a ½ inch of rain, only 300ths here in the Duluth area, maybe a 10th towards Hayward, but there's still 2 more chances coming, bigger chances than the first 2. In fact, numbers 3 and 4, which could come tonight and Friday night, may have severe storms embedded in them, and we'll show you the latest theories on that here in just a little bit. But we'll take a quick look at current conditions at Duluth International. Current temperature 73 degrees, relative humidity is fairly thick at 79%, and the winds easterly 11 miles per hour. It will become southerly, which will bring in higher dew points, more juice for the storm systems here, and so that's why we're thinking we're going to have things warm and muggy and perhaps stormy until Saturday morning when things clear up. Air pressure right now is at 1,016 millibars or 30 inches even. Air temperatures, well, we got 75 degrees. We have 75 degrees in Watersmeet, 77 in Ironwood, 80 degrees for the folks in Ashland, 81 for Hayward, and towards Solon Springs and Minong, that neck of the woods. 70, though, cooler by the lake in Superior, and 72 in Two Harbor. So yeah, today things are cooler by the lake, especially on the North Shore, warmer inland, low to mid 70s for many towns here in inland parts of Minnesota. Tomorrow's high temps likely will run the range of 80 to 85 inland, which again will be more fuel to aid and abet the storm chances that are coming around our region. Doppler map right now shows that the biggest rains are well out of our area for the time being. Small showers have been popping up here and there in the afternoon, and we're seeing those near Koochiching and Itasca counties in Minnesota. But the main body of our low pressure system is still to the west, centered in North Dakota, and we have the warm front working through here right now, which could be the trigger for more storms tonight. And the chance for storms tonight could be upwards of 70% in Minnesota, 50-50 shot for Wisconsin and Michigan. And if your town gets one of those storms, you might manage a ½ inch of rain just like the Ely Airport did. So stormy tonight, goes away for a while tomorrow morning, and then another chance comes into the area tomorrow night into Saturday morning on the backside of this low along with its cold front. And that could be another round of severe weather, which should give way on Saturday to sunshine as higher pressure settles in. It'll clear us up and also cool us down. If it's warm and muggy tomorrow, by Saturday, Sunday, and especially Monday, it's going to go the other direction as that northern air from Canada comes into our region. Forecast then for tonight in Minnesota says low temps will be going 60 to 65 with a 70% chance for storms in Minnesota, probably around the midnight hour. Into Wisconsin and Michigan, it's more like 2 a.m. with that 50-50 shot, and low temps there will be in the 60s, low to mid 60s. For tomorrow, we start the day in the morning with perhaps partial sunshine, but into the afternoon, Wisconsin and Michigan gets a 50% chance for another round of potentially severe storms. High temps go 80 to 85. And for Minnesotans, it's a 60% chance for the afternoon and evening storms. 70s by the lake, 80 to 85 inland. And if things get shook up a little bit, folks, do be cautious during this period in case those strong storms come across. After a 30% chance for showers early Saturday morning, the clearing begins. And the cooling as well. Look at Monday and Tuesday, full-blown sunshine, but high temps only around 70 degrees. And, of course, Tony, that is cooler than normal.
Yeah.
After a late June, all of July, parts of August that have been warmer than normal. Now the turnabout is coming about.
Yeah, I feel like we've been spoiled with the hot weather so far this year. When I stepped outside for the first time this morning, it was almost chilly out there, and that was at 9 o'clock.
You know, it was just a little bit on the brisker side. And with the heat we did have this summer, it was uncomfortable for some of us, but I hear from the farmers market circle that crops have just been abounding.
That's
and the honeybees have been doing well as well. So if we have to sweat a little bit for nature to take its course, it's worth the price worth paying. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. Right now, the need for blood donations is at an all-time high during the pandemic. During a blood drive in Duluth today, CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo learned about a new incentive the Red Cross offers to donors.
The Red Cross is hoping to encourage more people to give blood, but there's some obstacles involved in getting them in this chair.
Before you can give blood, volunteers screen for COVID symptoms, donors answer a questionnaire, and have their temperature taken. With the extra procedures to keep people safe, the Red Cross recently added an incentive for donors: free COVID antibody testing.
In the last several months, we've been testing for COVID antibodies, and so a lot of people have an interest to find out if
they'd been exposed at some point to COVID and their body had developed antibodies. So this generated a lot of interest, but really the message is you're giving blood to help save someone else's life.
The Red Cross also teamed up with Superior Choice Credit Union to offer a $250 gift card for 2 lucky donors.
If you couldn't make it to the drive today, they'll be back here tomorrow starting at 9 a.m.
Thanks, Kendall. Appointment slots are full for tomorrow's blood drive, but they're accepting a limited number of walk-ins. For more information, head on over to our website.
Many may still be wondering where and how school is going to happen, but the coronavirus could push back-to-school spending to record levels.
That's according to an annual survey by the National Retail Federation. Mandy Gaither has some tips to save you money while still getting your kids the must-haves.
Whether it's back to the classroom or back home with a computer, this school year will be like no other. With all the uncertainty, the National Retail Federation says parents with children in elementary through high school plan to spend nearly $790 on average, topping last year's record of expected spending. But there are ways to save. First, shop now. Back to school sales in the first week in September, and buy extra supplies, says Jenny Martin of the Southern Savers website.
It's going to save you a lot come spring when nothing is on sale.
Martin says this time of year you'll find prices that beat Black Friday on things like printers and computers. Some sites offer refurbished models which can save big bucks. And don't forget those coupons.
Target and Staples are both offering 15% off coupons when you register on their website as a teacher, and it is available for homeschool parents.
Spend more for quality on some things like binders and book bags. Some companies offer lifetime warranties. Don't shell out for your child's favorite character. You'll pay for that. And know what your child needs for school.
Chromebook versus a laptop, you're talking about a $300 difference. So don't just jump off trying to grab the best laptop that you can. Really just focus on what they need.
All right, well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about pets. And today's pet comes to us from Range Regional Animal Rescue in Hibbing. Meet Juno. She's an 8-month-old domestic shorthair with classic tabby coloring. Juno is a cool, calm cat who loves people, but she's not dependent on them. Juno is very independent, in fact, and is able to keep herself entertained for most of the day. She has had plenty of experience around other cats, but hasn't had very much time around dogs. She is currently chipped, spayed, and up to date on her shots. If you're looking to add Juno to your family, then you can set up an appointment by calling the number on your screen. Still to come, better broadband for students. That's the goal of an Iron Range organization. We have the details on their latest push after the break.
Invasive species are organisms that are non-native to an ecosystem. They outcompete native species and reduce the quality of our resources. We can all prevent the spread by following the simple clean, drain, and dry steps. Clean all watercraft, trailers, and outdoor equipment. Drain all water from boat live wells, motors, ballast tanks, and bilges. And lastly, thoroughly dry all equipment and gear. Do your part to preserve our amazing outdoor heritage for future generations.
At Starkovich Distributing in Virginia, we want you to be safe, so please don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver or call a cab. It's not worth the risk. You could get arrested or hurt yourself or others. Don't drink and drive.
Your local Minnesota Coors distributor reminds you not to drink and drive this holiday weekend. If you plan on drinking, plan ahead. It's not worth the risk.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it too.
You're so good!
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS 3.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother, and I know how hard it could be. You're doing all these things, and then you have the child, and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
My
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS 3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
I like a new K times Zip.
Don't wait for the moment.
I like
You make the moment.
Time to go to work!
Then let's sing all your faces again.
The future is now.
We're here to make it better. Frankly, we've never needed it more.
Look who just got here. Look who ruined my first take.
It's good enough for me.
Join the Greater Downtown Council for Movies in the Parking Lot. Friday nights all summer long. Watch movies from the comfort of your vehicle. Reserve your $10 parking spot ahead of time at downtownduluth.com/events/movies in the park. Present your digital ticket at the gate and enjoy. Bring your own food or have snacks from the concession stands. Here's what's playing this week. Presented by Carlson Orthodontics and live local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on live local CBS 3.
Starting tomorrow, more than 300 law enforcement agencies will be working overtime to keep Minnesota roads safe. The Department of Public Safety's new Drive Sober, Drive Smart campaign aims to get impaired drivers off the road. While our stay-at-home order contributed to fewer DWIs in March and April, that's compared to last year, arrests are now climbing. Drunk driving and alcohol-related injuries usually increase during the summer months as well. The director for the Office of Public Safety is encouraging Minnesotans to celebrate the end of summer with a sober ride.
An Iron Range organization is working to expand broadband to rural areas as at-home learning becomes more normal. The Range Association of Municipalities and Schools, or RAMS, is looking for solutions to bring internet access to more than 3,500 students across the Northwoods District. RAMS sent out a survey to districts across northern Minnesota to determine how many families were lacking adequate internet service. The pandemic is forcing many to now learn from home, which is proving to be an issue for families in rural communities. Steve Giorgi with RAMS says there are many solutions that could help expand access that they are researching.
We're getting student addresses. We're able to plot them on a map and then try and look at, can we place some towers, or are there existing towers in a geographical area where we could provide some wireless broadband connections.
RAMS is encouraging families to do a speed test for their internet connection ahead of the school year. You can find a link to do that on our website. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentiahealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live local CBS 3.
First Nature Preschool in West Duluth runs into some COVID-19 problems ahead of the fall 2020 school year.
We've already had a little bit of rain and a little bit more is coming our way. I'll talk about totals
tonight at 6.
Meteorologist Dave Anderson with this 2:40 in the morning update on the weather. And it's been a bit rough in Wisconsin.
Down, it gets super dark. Oh, that crazy light.
Have a severe thunderstorm warning.
For the coverage you need, tune to live local CBS 3.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers get paid training to keep the power flowing, engines running, and supplies moving. Army National Guard soldiers are learning skills that can set them up for success with companies looking to hire the best.
The Army National Guard basically built my resume for me.
Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting nationalguard.com.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park. It's been a pretty cloudy and rainy day in Duluth today, but the sun has tried to break out from behind the clouds a few times this evening. Let's take a quick look at today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up tonight at 6. It was a somber day for all involved with UMD athletics. The NSIC announced today that fall and winter sports in the conference have been canceled through the end of the year. In a statement, the conference says health and safety concerns prevailed in the league's decision, adding that current recommendations for testing, exposure, and quarantine would make it hard to conduct a successful season. The decision puts an end to football, volleyball, soccer, and cross country this year, but for now, hockey is still safe.
Coming up tonight at 6, the high cost of housing and high unemployment can lead families to double up. That means one or more families or multiple generations sharing a home or apartment. It's a living arrangement with benefits, but there are risks too, especially during the pandemic. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez explains more on that tonight at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you again at 6.